Great.
and that means we're on live right now.
Woo,
And so
sunrise!
I want to welcome you all to the Backshed Bible Study today for Monday, April 20th, 2020. It's 4/20/2020.
Wow, I didn't even think
Oh
about that.
man. And I am so stinking excited this morning because I have my friend Juliana Law on here all the way from Ukraine.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, Juliana. Okay, so what time is it there?
It's 8 in the evening, so it's not bad at all. I often make calls to the US more in the evening time frame, so it's perfect timing for me.
So, okay,
As
so
you're starting your day, I'm ending my day.
so tell me, is today going to be a good day?
Oh, yes, it's already been a good day and it will be a good day. I love that. I love that.
Oh my goodness, it is. Oh goodness, it is so fun to see you. I've been following you along on Facebook. I
Oh,
have
cool.
been. You were just on my mind the other day when I was thinking, who could I get to be a guest next week? And so the circumstances, I think this is a fun little story about kind of what caused us to actually
Yeah,
start this
seriously.
conversation is you
Sure.
got a spam email from me.
Yes, for sure.
Like, what was that? What was going through your
I don't
mind?
know. I didn't even open it because
Good.
it was too impersonal and I know you and it said something like, Juliana, I need your assistance. Write me back if you can assist me or something like that.
Right.
And I thought, so what I did was I even just went to compose a completely different email and said, hey, Cliff, I'm pretty sure like you don't need anything, but wanted to reach out in case you need me because I'd be happy to assist you. But I didn't even open it, just deleted it because you said right away it's spam. It's someone
Which
pretending to be you.
which I so appreciated. I have I'm not going to say I'm going to stand up. I got to stretch out here. I'm
I
not going to
know we
say
all got to
I've been
stretch
the
these
victim of a
days. I'm
spoofing
telling you.
scam, but there's been this spoofing guy, and so he literally I'm guessing it's a he, and this guy literally sets up an email address, makes it look like mine, kind of, and then sends it to people that he finds email addresses of that would know me, and so pretends to be me,
Oh,
and then if they fall bait, then he asks them to go buy some gift cards because he's really busy. I'm really busy, too busy. I'm in meetings, so obviously
of
I'm going to
course, of
email
course.
people to ask them to buy gift cards on my behalf
Oh,
for poor ladies that have cancer, and it has been it's been a pain, but
it's
I'm like
fine.
so excited because you responded back to me
Mhm.
to be sure everything was fine, and this started this conversation. And I'm like, Juliana, why don't
Yeah.
you come on and join us on the Bible study this week? So
Yeah. And what a surreal time in this world that's totally easy and possible that I'm as much a part right now of
right,
sunrise and all that's happening at sunrise as the people in your neighborhood. It's just a really worldwide thing that we've never faced. So it's
right,
really surreal.
and I'm thinking back when I started at Sunrise as the youth pastor, you were on
Mhm.
my team, which was
Yeah.
awesome. And for all y'all out there, I like to say that every once in a while, all y'all.
Oh, yeah.
But for all of you out there, I stepped into Sunrise and I had the most amazing team that was given to me. And Juliana was one
Mm-hmm.
of those people, and Jason Chappelle was one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
And both of you are now full-time missionaries. You're in
Yeah.
Ukraine. Jason's over
Mhm.
in oh my goodness, Angie Bessenbacher. Where are you from? The Philippines.
Yay, Angie.
Thank you. Angie's on right now. Okay, here's
Yes.
everyone that I've seen. Donna, do you know Donna Dews? She's awesome.
Yeah.
Most amazing woman
Great.
ever. Tammy Schmorlights is on,
Yes,
Angie
Tammy.
Bessenbacher, Mackenzie Paul, and
Nice.
even Susan Cole has been joining us from Oregon. So that's
Yes, go
awesome.
Susan. Yes,
But
great fun.
so what is it? I mean, I have so many things. You and I are gonna get into some Bible study this morning, which I think will be a lot of fun. But
Hmm.
what has it been like for you? What's it like in Ukraine
Hmm.
right now with are you experiencing similar kind of things to what we are over here? What is it
Hmm.
looking like for you over there?
Yeah, thanks for even caring about what's happening. I think in the pandemic, we're learning like, okay, it can't just be about what I'm experiencing. It
Right.
is something globally. And yeah, I think it's in many ways similar worldwide,
Yeah.
crazy enough. I know that right now, the hard part for us was about 2 weeks in, I think around there. I don't remember exactly when they started closing all the parks, all the lakes, forests, all of that. You couldn't be basically outside, and of course had to wear a mask. And they started checking temperatures at the grocery store on your wrist, and so it's gotten more and more strict so far. We
Yeah.
haven't seen any loosening yet. I keep hoping for that time
Right.
where we'll start loosening. You have to have
Every
your
well,
documents on you at all times. It's
okay.
so it's very, they're taking it very seriously. And I think it's really good because of the Ukrainian people are really responding. At first, especially teenagers, and I work with teenagers, just didn't get it, and we're out
Right.
often. And so I think it's needed because we want to keep protecting people from the spread. So
Right. Well, and it's I think we are now, I'm going to say about 5 to 6 weeks into it
yeah,
here.
we're 6 weeks in. We're starting our seventh. Yeah, for
Yeah,
us.
and I know
Mhm.
I am I'm feeling cabin fever, but some of that's because I'm hiding in a shed. Uh, but what's it been like
For
for
sure.
you personally? I mean, here you are,
Yeah.
you're an American single woman living in Ukraine.
Mhm,
What
mhm,
how has it changed your day-to-day life?
mhm. Yeah, that's a great question. You need almost two questions in that, because I was going to
Right.
say, even as a single, I feel like I've never had to live alone. And usually, even in my experience here in Ukraine, I've had roommates come in and out in different seasons, whether it be interns or the first 2 years, I had the same two roommates. This is the first season that I'm living alone, let alone having to walk through this. And it just feels
Oh
really
my goodness.
intentional of God
You're
that
right.
I think
I
it's
was
just
getting
been,
ready to ask you that exact thing. Do you feel like
yeah.
God's kind of giving you this for you a little bit?
Yeah, because at first it did not feel like a gift at all.
Yeah.
I wanted to almost have a little bit of a pity party with that, of like, oh man, I'm not even with anyone to go through this. And yet, I think instantly God really helped comfort me and say, no, this is an intentional season. And the first thing that really hit me with that is I've been working on the fear of man versus the fear of God. And
Right.
so I've even been reading a book, When People Are Big and God is Small. And in one of the girls I'm discipling, we've been reading it together because we both have people pleasing tendencies, or we love people. And so it's just been really good and intentional time where I've been wanting to shift from a lot more of that people pleasing or living for people.
Right.
I didn't realize how much what I did day to day was even motivated by with people, or results of people, or the feedback of people, whatever
Sure.
you call it. And so this is the first time where it really is, God, I'm living for your eyes alone right now. And that was something that was really actually really sweet, and helped me go, I want to even change a lot of these core priorities and habits, not for people or not to please anyone else in this season, but to live for your glory more, just with you and me, and to really deal with our relationship, and to really go deep. And so that's been a gift in and of itself. But the flip side of that,
Right. I was going to say, Juliana, like you always have something so positive to say, but I feel like there's got to be a flip side to this.
yeah, yeah. And I think it's just learning, even I really struggle with even asking people for help, or letting
Mhm.
people in, or those kind of things. And so I also was like, oh, like I don't want to get isolated, or I don't want to grow in any of those lonely tendencies. Because I think even the beginning of this quarantine, it was just really exposing whatever was there in a lot of us. I think it just got amplified.
Yep.
So whatever our struggles have been along the way, I think as soon as this hit, it just really amplified a lot of what's deeper. And so for me, just the insecurity of loneliness, and the insecurity of I don't really belong here yet, and do I have deep relationships and community, all got exposed. And so in the beginning, I was like,
Wow.
oh no, this is going to be really painful and hard season. And yet God is continuing to use that to say, no, keep leaning in relationally, keep telling people what you need, keep, and I just think it's a time to just be far more intentional in the way that we love, in the
Yeah.
way that we reach people, and in the way that we see people. So yeah.
Oh my goodness. This is so good. And it has to be in a little bit of a different way. Susan Cole, by the way, completely agrees with you. I want
Yeah.
to I want to point out, because Juliana, you've got to know you are so loved
Oh, it's
here at
really
Sunrise.
sweet.
And
Mm.
so Brad Jenkins is watching along right now, and
Brad, he's the best.
um, he says that Grace and Jackson say
Brad and
hello,
I go way back to Germany
right?
days.
Now,
Yeah, we used
and
to do youth
and
ministry in Germany together. Yeah, that's awesome.
okay, so
Yeah,
I didn't even know that part.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know you
Lots of
fit back
facets
into
to
the
the
Germany
story.
piece.
Brad is actually the reason I'm at Sunrise. If we take it way back, when I was looking to move back to the States and looking for a home church to really get rooted in, the first one I could think of was Sunrise, because of watching Brad and Laurel and how healthy Sunrise and that relationship was.
Yeah.
So as soon as I came back, it's funny, my first day at a membership meeting, I just walked up to Pastor Rich and I said, I want to be a member of your church, but I also know I need to be a missionary to Ukraine. What do you think? And so that started my Sunrise journey. So that's thanks to the
Oh,
Jenkins.
I had
Yeah,
no clue.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay, so, and he, by the way, did I tell you that Grace and Jackson say hello?
Oh my gosh, yes, those
Yeah.
guys are the best. Hi, Gracie. Hi, Jackson. And
I
Landon, too. Love those guys.
We have been so blessed to have the Jenkins
Oh, that's
back, and
awesome.
and you can be praying for Brad. I don't know if you guys have talked, but he,
We haven't gotten
like,
to catch up.
literally their first Sunday on staff, because he's our interim high school director and young
So
adults,
awesome.
and first Sunday on staff was when we did our first online service and could no
Of
longer
all the
meet.
times.
So
Oh
it
gosh.
was, they just got thrown
Oh.
into a completely bizarre, form of youth ministry
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
immediately.
Yes.
So he's never
Yes.
had, games at the church, or a regular Sunday morning meeting with the students. And but they are doing such a good job. And
Yeah, I was just thinking if anyone can handle it, it's Brad. That's awesome.
right.
Yeah.
um,
And like you're saying, it's just all of us are relearning life and relearning how to do things differently. And it
right.
takes a lot of, I think, energy, mental, emotional energy that we probably don't even realize we're doing. And I love that Josiah Venture, the organization I work with here, was so quick to be innovative, was so quick to be creative. Our president had a webinar immediately. We were talking about innovation, really trying to move things forward right away. And I think because of that, it was so good for me to think, okay, even a girl like me who technology is rough and often draining. And at first it overwhelmed me. And I'm like, okay, this is my time to press into hard things, to learn something new, challenge myself, to get in there. And it's just a different way, like even trying to teach English online now for me. And I even started a new English thing just 2 weeks ago with there's like almost like an orphanage that takes at-risk kids and orphans and trains them in IT, and they want to know English. So I
Seriously.
just took on 3 of them on Friday nights, and it's just like, okay, God, your creativity and your innovation. There's a girl from India who just moved to Lviv, and this is crazy for her to go through away from home. And immediately she was struggling and said, I feel hopeless. I'm going crazy. So I just reached out to her right away. This is within the first week. And she was so sweet. She said, can we do this every day? And I said, I would love to be in contact every day, whether it's by messages or, and then at the end of the conversation, she's like, I think I need to read Genesis. Will you read Genesis with me? I said, yes. And so she's like, why don't we read it today? We'll talk more tomorrow. I'll ask you questions. And then she messages my whole English club saying, hey, tomorrow Juliana and I are going to be on Zoom. We're reading Genesis.